This is Fairly Local, episode 1. Let's go! Hi guys, I'm Brent Giezentanner. I'm 39 years old and I race the vet classes, plus 30, 35, and coming up on 40 here August 8th. So what got me into motocross is 5 years old. My dad bought me a PW50 and it was on ever since. When I first got on it, I ran it into a row of hedges and I was like, hey, this is not happening. I do not want to ride this thing. And a couple weeks later, my dad's like, hey, we're going to go ride your bike again. And I was like, all right, let's try it, but I don't want to run into any hedges. And he's like, no, I'm going to take you out to a field. So we went out to the field, and I was hooked, man. Even though just doing circle after circle, left and right, I was like, man, this is amazing. I'm hooked. At 10 years old, my dad bought me another bike. It was an RT100, and I just fell in love. We were just riding around, local spots like woods and stuff. Never any motocross. My dad was totally against it. He said, I don't want you having any broken bones, and I begged for it. And he just didn't want to do it. As I got into my teenage years, motocross kind of faded. I kind of went to the left, chasing my brother into some, a negative lifestyle. So there was a long road of, a long bumpy road of just not so good, So by the time I was 25, I started thinking about it again. 29 came around. I met my wife, Alyssa. When I met my wife Alyssa at 29, I was watching all this stuff on dirt bikes, and I was like, "Hey, babe, I want to get into this." And she's like, "Well, we're gonna have to buy a house first, so we can be able to house the dirt bike and be able to start this." So within a year, we hunkered down, we saved our money, we bought a house, and I brought the dirt bike thing up again, and she's like, "All right, let's see what God brings." So prayed about it, and one morning she woke me up. It was 5:30 in the morning. She's like, Brent, I think I found the right bike. It's at a garage sale. And I was like, garage sale? I was like, listen, I don't know about this. You know what I mean? Like, at a garage sale, I was like, hey, leap of faith, let's go. 6 o'clock in the morning rolls around. We go to this garage sale. It's basically a brand new 1997 CR250. The guy had only rode it 3 times out of the crate, and it was sitting in a container. And I asked the guy, can I fire it up? Sure, fire it up. I said, hey, do you mind if I ride it? He's like, go ahead, rip it. And I was hooked. It was amazing. It was a brand new bike, best deal ever. And the next question was, sir, do you take a credit card? We had just spent all our money on buying a house and everything. And he's like, today's your lucky day. It's right when the squares started coming out and becoming popular. He's like, I just started a new business and it's your lucky day. I said, well, will you take 14 instead of 15? He's like, absolutely. Get it out of my hair. So since then, it's been on, and it's just been an amazing road. Hooked.
If I fall again, will it be the end? I know it's wrong. You think I'm strong, but I just pretend. Is it taking over? Will it bury me? Or will clarity become the cure for my disease? Falling apart while I'm trying my hardest.
So all in all, motocross, it saved my life in a way, you know. It took me in a direction that kept me away from all the evil stuff that I was doing in my past. Like, it takes hard work and dedication in this sport, along with working itself, like your everyday job. Ever since I got into motocross, you know, I've been eating better, sleeping better, training better, and I just apply that to my everyday life as far as going to work, waking up at 5 a.m. It's a constant routine. And with this routine that I've built in life, I've been able to transfer it over to motocross, and it's just kept me out of all this, you know, all this negative trouble that I was in the past. So for the past 11 years, it's just been self-betterment, you know, waking up every day and looking in the mirror and saying, I'm going to be better than yesterday. You know, it's brought a better quality of life to me, and it's made me a better man all around with my wife, my children. And motocross is an atmosphere where you can bring your children, and there's no evil doing. Everybody's having a great time. They're playing together. They're loving each other. It's a godly place, and that's what saved my life. Motocross saved my life, ultimately. It really did. Heck yeah.